Good morning and salutations, friends. As you can see by the footage that you've just watched, it's before 6 in the morning and I had a plan to have a project done today, hopefully, to make myself feel better and just, for the sake of content. And I began looking through my million notebooks for what planned to be a very exciting adventure and a culinary experience. But, alas, as you could tell by the frustration in the previous shots, I can't find anything. The trouble with being a chef, especially being that I've been collecting notes for 15 years and throw absolutely nothing away, is that I have all of these notebooks, and this is not even 1/8 of them, by the way, plus a stack of books, notes, menus, prep lists, things I've written on, things to remind me of different things, and it's just a giant stack. And I've gotten to this point after all these years where I can't really find anything, and I have to really rely on my memory a lot. And after watching some awesome videos on some really cool potters that I've been looking into, I decided it was probably best that maybe it's time to organize this mess and leave a little bit of a legacy. Over the years, I've been really weird about sharing, all of my recipes. And I know I said that I wasn't going to reshoot this intro, and I'm probably going to edit and put all of this in front of the video that I shot yesterday, but this was the last straw. Absolutely. This morning was the final straw, so it's time to get this crap in order and actually share some of this junk that I've got swimming in my brain. It's just too much. So, here we go. Salutations, friends. I currently feel like white hot garbage and I'm waiting for my prescription at the pharmacy. So I figured there was no better time than to take a few minutes away from the pharmacy, hustle and bustle, and the craziness of life, and to finally, for the 9th time, sit and record this video. Yes, 9 is the legitimate number of times I've tried to get this across, and I can't do it. And for some reason, I can't even look at the camera because I just have no gusto. What do they call it? Got nothing for it right now. I'm tired. But content is needed for the content and for my therapy requirements, which is really what this is all for. And I'm supposed to be showing the different parts of my life. And one of the largest parts of my life is my career in food. And for as long as I've been cooking, which is almost 15 years now, people have asked me for how I do things or what I'm doing, and I've done a couple of things where I've tried to show people and tried to do the tutorial, and it just feels so fake to me. It's just like, this is not how I would want to show you. I don't even know. Like, it just didn't feel sincere. It didn't feel like me. And it felt really forced and like I'm putting on the show, and that's not what I want. And I feel like everybody has already done like everything you need. Like, if you want to find the basics on how to do any food thing, you can go into YouTube and type cooking basics and you'll find a million bajillion videos on how to do stuff. And you can just take your pick of how-to videos. So I feel like we don't need another how-to channel. We don't need another, like, professional chef recreating thing. Claire's got that in the bag, and I'm not going to produce a better video than Bon Appetit. Let's just get that done. Let's just put that right out of our minds. And, I'm also not that kind of a chef, you know? Like, I'm all about recreating things and doing things in a different way, but I'm not commercial. Like, the idea of being commercialized is crazy to me. I did all of my commercial cooking when I had my externship at Walt Disney World, and I'll do a whole thing about my history and how I came to be here. But, you know, I've really got this giant stack of notes and books and all of these things that I've been using to help myself improve and to become a better chef and a better cook and really understand what I'm doing and appreciate each ingredient and really try to have as much integrity as a cook as I possibly can. And for a long time, I didn't want to share any of my recipes at all because I felt like it was mine. And I've worked for years and years and years and years developing the way that I do things. And there's a reason it's really, really good. And there's a reason that you remember it. And there's a reason the textures play well and everything balances. It's because I've taken a really, really long time to learn how to do that. And when I do demonstrations, I used to work for Williams-Sonoma. So when I used to do demonstrations, I really made an emphasis on why I was doing each step and not just what I was doing or how I was doing it, but the reason behind it. And that way it kind of opens up your perspective as to, oh, this also can work for another dish that I'm doing or another style of thing. It's all together. Everything works. It's a harmony. It's like music, you know? There's only so many instruments and only so many notes you can play, but everybody plays them so differently, and the way that one person sings a song and another person sings a song are completely different, even if they're singing the same exact song, sometimes at the same time, and it could sound so different just because of who's actually doing the singing. And cooking is exactly the same way. You could have the exact same recipe from a million people, and a million people will do it. They could have it mechanic and be almost the same, and every single different person is going to have a different end result just because every single time you do something, a little bit of you comes off into it. It's very much like art, and you can repaint a Van Gogh almost exact replica, but it won't be just exact because some part of you, while you're painting, even though you don't try or you're not thinking about it, a piece of who you are slips into what you're making. So giving that away and giving these recipes and these developments away has been the most difficult mental battle for me, and coming to terms with wanting to share has been really, really hard. And so I really, like I said, I want to stay away from the how-to situation. And I think that the best way for me to go about this in the most relatable, understandable, useful way for not just me, but also for you as someone who's watching, or someone who's learning, or even people who are just trying to get to know me better as a person. I think there's a way for me to actually present this and have it be a learning tool for everyone else and a catharsis for me. So what I've done and what I'm doing, changing perspective as we change perspective, I purchased a recipe box, like a physical box. And like I said, I have mountains of notes and books, and I'll insert some B-roll. Oh, I can say that now because films. I'll insert some footage of all of my crap that I have, all of these notes. I've been keeping notes and taking notes and sticky notes and writing on menus, and I've got all of these notebooks and just stuff from every single restaurant that I've ever worked, every single catering gig, every single event. I've got them all. I'm a hoarder. I'll get rid of my clothes, my knives, but I will not get rid of my stinking notes. And pardon me, I have this big boxes and an entire shelf full of the last 15 years of notes and note-taking and annotations and samples and all the stuff, all the ideas, everything that I've talked about, even a lot of stuff that nobody's seen, that's never seen the light of day, that I'm not sure should. But I've got an entire chronicle, I'll call it. And so I think that the best way to do this is to have you follow along as I update and compile my life's work. So me as a chef and someone who takes their food extremely seriously and their career extremely seriously, I don't want to just show off. I don't want to just do something. I want to be real, and I want to show you what I'm really doing and what really matters to me and the way that I actually want to be perceived and understood. So I'm going to start from the very beginning, and I'm going to compile all of my favorite recipes, and I'm not going to post each recipe in detail. If you guys want that kind of stuff, oh snap, I thought someone was just about to walk up on my car, sorry. That's the very hood in me, and I realize I'm actually in a really nice neighborhood and I don't have to worry about getting run up on. But instinctively, I just... sorry. Woo. What was I saying? Yeah, as someone who takes their career extremely seriously and someone who doesn't want to be just another list on these YouTube DIY or YouTube how-to situations, you know, I want to show you what is in my heart and why I'm doing these things and what I've done, and hopefully it'll help someone along the way. That's what I was saying. I don't want to post the full detailed recipes in the videos. If you guys want those, that's something I can supply to you later, but I just want to shoot my process and show you what I'm doing. I am a private chef professionally, like that's what I get paid for. So when I do have clients and do have tasting dinners, I want to take you guys behind the lab essentially and show you how I put together those meals and what I'm doing. And I want to insert all of my favorite components of tasting dinner style things, I guess. I don't know how to really verbalize that at this moment, but I want to show you guys how I do each element of what I incorporate and how I take compartments of food and turn them into tasting menus. And yeah, hopefully I can show you guys how the symphony goes down and really the real side of how actual chefs are really doing it. And it's not impossible to do it without a restaurant. A lot of people in my life in the past especially have asked why I don't just open a restaurant, and I've always been kind of against it because of the financial burden and the fact that you have to be extremely committed for pretty much the rest of your life to one building in order for it to be really profitable. Like it doesn't happen quickly. Like you have to do years and years and years and years and years of backbreaking labor before you can actually like be in the green and make money at a restaurant. And I also am a giant victim of imposter syndrome, and I have this thing in the back of my brain that tells me that if I were to open a restaurant, I'm not sure anyone would show up. So, if that's completely false and you guys think that I should actually open a restaurant and it's feasible and you'd actually be down for something like that, maybe in the future we can use this channel as a launching point and you guys can help me afford one, because that would be something amazing, like hashtag goals. But for now, I'm going to chronicle my way through my life's work, and hopefully you'll enjoy coming along for the ride. Now that I've been rambling and talking, and this is the last time I'm shooting this, so this one's getting posted, I'm hoping that I can actually get this done, and I feel inspired to not only take videos of everything that I'm doing, but actually have a physical legacy, I guess. Like, if someone were to find a box in an attic somewhere, it would be full of my recipes, and I think that's something pretty cool. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to build my own heirloom and chronicle my life's work into a recipe box. And if you're down for the ride, then stay tuned, because that's exactly what's going down. Hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this freaking ramble, if you made it all the way through. Make sure you like and subscribe, because that's what YouTubers say, and that's what I'm doing right now, because if I don't get at least 10 people to watch this, my therapist doesn't believe that I actually told anybody about it. So watch my video. Thanks. Bye.